Hello, and today we're going to be discussing the fact that, well, it appears that the Ryobi ezclean system is dying off, and that's going to be interesting for those of us who actually enjoy the system. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, this all started because I wanted to pick up another one of Ryobi's, ezclean 6-foot flexible wands. So, like what most people do, I went to Home Depot's website and, well, searched for Ryobi ezclean to see if there were any other new accessories or if there were any new ezclean tools that had been released. And unfortunately, not only did I not find anything new, I couldn't find most of their existing product line. As a matter of fact, a couple of their ezclean tools appear to be, well, disappearing. The original ezclean is no longer listed, and the Ryobi 40-volt ezclean is no longer listed on Ryobi's website, but we'll talk about that more here in a second. But the only accessories that are still available on their website are, well, the spinning brush, the foam cannon, and the bottle adapter. The extension wand was there earlier in the week, but now it seems to be sold out and no longer listed. And it doesn't help if you go through multiple pages or do specialty searches, it still shows up with basically nothing for the ezclean system. And that is highly concerning because there were quite a few accessories that Ryobi released for this particular system, and the fact that they no longer seem to be around is not a good indication of the system's long-term health, unfortunately. I do think Ryobi is planning on killing off the ezclean system because of, well, it didn't exactly get the most stellar reviews in the world. Now, for me personally, I absolutely love my HP Ryobi ezclean 18-volt tool. I think the 40-volt was a joke because, quite frankly, if you have a 40-volt battery, you should be looking at a minimum of 1,200 PSI. But, for 600 PSI with an 18-volt battery, that's pretty good. And, quite frankly, I've been extremely happy with my two, Ryobi ezcleans that I own. Well, I actually own 1, 2, 3, 4. I technically own 4 of them. And, for the most part, they've all held up extremely well. Now, the original one I purchased when it first came out all those years ago died, and it was a little bit disappointing because it didn't get used extensively, but I did note that they refined the design and updated it so that it was better before they discontinued it. So, it is getting to be a little bit concerning that other products seem to be listed on Home Depot's website. So let's go ahead and check Tool Direct and see if anything's available there. Okay, so after I finished up on Home Depot's website, I decided to go over to Tool Direct because, usually if Home Depot doesn't have it, Tool Direct does. And while they do have some things, the majority of the stuff is not available for shipping, not available, and, well, pretty much the only things they had were the same things Home Depot had. There were 1 or 2 things that they had that Home Depot didn't have, but the majority of the stuff is still not available. They did have the, chemical cleaning kit, and they did get the pivoting adapter back in stock, but unfortunately, the majority of the stuff is still not available. And this is definitely concerning, unfortunately. So, with that being said, with both Home Depot and Tool Direct, not showing anything that I needed, let's go ahead and try Ryobi's website itself and see what they have to say on the situation. And so, over here on Ryobi's website, we're going to go ahead and type in ezclean, and it's going to pop up with all the accessories. Oh, look, there they are. They're all there. Except for, well, while it does look promising right now, after you go ahead and click on them and open them up all in individual tabs, and you go to each one of the individual tabs and click on each product, you're going to discover a little bit of a hard truth. Well, basically Ryobi's website is pretty much just the pre-print page for Home Depot's shopping pages, or I don't know. They're not really that great of a website, to be completely honest. You can find useful information there, but it really isn't laid out all that well. And honestly, from a personal standpoint, I really hate the way it's laid out most of the time. So, as you can tell, most of the products are listed here, except for the 40-volt Ryobi ezclean. The original ones are still listed here, and they don't say discontinued. The 600 PSI 18-volt kit says discontinued, but, everything's still listed here. So let's go ahead and try to add one of these babies into the cart and see what we get. Oh, we can't do that. It's not available for a cart. Well, the HP version still is available, which is good because this is a version I like. I like that version. The chemical kit, is that available? No, that's not available either. Let's go ahead and keep going. What else is available? The power squeegee. I always want. Oh, it's not available. I can't buy that. Well, can't buy that even though I want to buy that. So, well, now what? Since that's not available, let's go ahead and continue. This is why I wanted. The whole reason why I wanted to go to Home Depot's website and buy something was this. And it's not available. Great. I can't buy this. It's not available. Well, let's continue on. What about an extension one? I've got one of these, but maybe... Oh, nope, that's discontinued too. Well, how about the extension hose? Nope, that's not available either. Not that I should buy that, but it's not available. Ball adapter. That's available, but I already have a bunch of those, and basically you can use any third-party version of that as well. This thing sucks, but let's see if I can buy it. Nope, can't buy it. Still sucks. Don't really want to buy it anyway. You know, this is the one accessory I'm glad they discontinued. That thing just always sucked. But, okay, let's go ahead and see what else is available. Hey, I lost one of these. I needed another one. Oh, not available anymore. Crud. I hope I don't lose another one. Well, let's see what else is still available. Pivoting adapter. Unavailable. You can still get that on Tool Direct right now, so if you want one, buy it now. Let's see what else is available. Right now it's not looking too good. Just saying. Foam cannon. That's still available, which is good because this is a useful attachment and it does help when you need to clean off your vehicle, especially if you have another high-powered power washer that you don't like running soap through. Oh, what about the brush? This is super useful too. Nope, not available. Crud. But you can still get that soap canister. What about the other brush? That's gotta be... Oh, nope, that's not available either. Well, that's not a good sign. What about the... Nope, that's not available either. Oh, crud. Nothing's available, is it? Extension one. Nope, that's not available either. Crud. What about... Oh, no, the kit's... That's actually been officially discontinued. Oh, wait a minute. That kit's the kit that had everything in it. All the accessories, and that's been discontinued. That's a little bit suspicious. Interesting. So, as it stands right now, pretty much all the accessories are no longer available, either on Home Depot, Tool Direct, or from Ryobi's website itself. And that is definitely concerning. So if you were looking to get into the Ryobi ezclean system and you want some of the accessories, I would say do it now and hurry up and buy one of the still remaining kits that they have on Home Depot's website if you want to get any of the accessories. It doesn't have all the accessories, but it does have quite a few. And so, you know, right now as it stands, this is definitely not looking good for the long-term health of Ryobi's ezclean system. Now, it doesn't mean that this is going to be a huge disaster or anything. Ideally, the best thing that could happen is for them to come out with another Ryobi ezclean that just has a standard, you know, power washer end on the tip of it, rather than the specialty, you know, ezclean proprietary one. If it just comes out with a standard power washer, you know, connectors, that would be fantastic, and I would not complain at all. But there were quite a few accessories in Ryobi's ezclean lineup that I found to be super useful, like the, you know, flexible wand, or the spinning brush, or the squeegee attachment. Well, I've actually never tried the squeegee attachment. I want to try that, but I can't now because I can't find it anywhere. So, you know, it's one of those things where if you are looking to get into the Ryobi ezclean system, it might be, well, now or never, and quite frankly, that's a little bit disappointing. So let's talk about where you can still find some of the stuff at. Okay, well, now that Tool Direct and Home Depot doesn't have a bunch of the stuff, let's go ahead and check eBay. And the good news is quite a few of the ezclean accessories are available here on eBay, and the prices are fairly reasonable on a lot of these different accessories. So, you know, there is something that is somewhat acceptable going on, but, you know, this selection is only going to get smaller and smaller as time goes on, since, you know, the source of them has dried up, basically. This is also more proof that the ezclean system is, well, disappearing. A lot of these accessories were fairly expensive when they were brand new, and now you can find them at, you know, a quarter of the price, or even cheaper in some cases on eBay. Of course, you know, sometimes it's a sketchy seller, sometimes shipping is, you know, stupidly expensive, or, you know, just a rip-off, so your, well, usage may vary here. But the thing is, you can find some of the accessories here. So if you are in need of, well, some accessories for your ezclean, I would highly recommend trying to pick them up now rather than waiting a couple months, because in a couple months, well, this selection is probably going to dwindle quite a bit. Now, the reason why I don't think the ezclean system is going to last much longer is because of the quantity that some of these accessories are listed at, such as this listing here. This listing has 18 flexible, you know, 6-foot wands listed at a price of about, you know, I think it's about $60. And, you know, that's a pretty good price for, you know, 18 of these buggers. You know, a couple years ago, or 2 years ago, 2 of them would have cost that much. So, you know, if you need a bunch of them, I'd highly recommend looking now, because you know you're not going to be able to find them in a couple months. Now I could be completely wrong, and Ryobi may be just refreshing the product lineup, and maybe they're going to come out with new and improved accessories, but I highly doubt it. I don't think the ezclean system sold extremely well, because a lot of people don't have any idea how much power 18 volts provides a power tool, and when they think of a power washer, they think of 2,000 psi or 25,000 or 2,500 psi. It's like, no, you're not going to get that much power out of an 18 volt battery. But if all you need is a pressurized water source, where you don't typically have a pressurized water source, say when you're camping or on a boat or somewhere where you just don't have access to an actual power washer because you don't have an outlet and all you have is a 5-gallon bucket, this particular tool works fantastic. And even if you are somewhere that has a pressurized water source and you just need to conserve water, this is another great way of doing that. And honestly, both of those reasons are reasons why I absolutely love this particular tool. So I really hope that Ryobi doesn't end up killing off the ezclean system, and if they do end up killing off the ezclean system, I hope they release another power cleaner that just accepts the standard power washer attachments or nozzles, or just have a standard power washer end on it, or at least release another accessory for the ezclean that is an adapter, so you could go from the ezclean system to a standard power washer tip. That would be fantastic, and that would really do some, repair work on your reputation for your power, your tool lineup. Ryobi is, for the most part, a pretty good tool brand, but they definitely have some major, faults in their, personality, or, some ugly aspects to their brand. One ugly aspect is, you're only strong as your weakest link, and unfortunately on a lot of Ryobi's products, they have some stupid bolt that has a plastic head or something or other on it, and it breaks, or it just isn't high quality, unlike the rest of the tool, or that's priced way higher than their competition, or you just can't find it because they discontinued it suddenly. I don't know. Ryobi really needs to take a hard look in the mirror about just their tool system. I love how innovative they are, but I think a lot of times they get a little bit ahead of themselves, and they don't exactly go about things the best way. They come out with way too many proprietary attachments or accessories, and they just need to spend a little bit more time on being a little bit more universal and a little bit lower cost when it comes to supplying their tools to their consumers. Because guess what? Harbor Freight's just right down the road, and a lot of their stuff is, well, cheaper and better. So that's about it for this particular video. I hope they don't clean up the ezclean or kill off the ezclean system, but I suspect they are. So we'll see you all next time. God bless.